Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rania Mufida. I am student English Language Education Department in Winsunan Ampel, Surabaya. In this moment, I would like to present my paper. The title is Do We Now Read Differently? Reading Habit from Past to Present. Introduction. Reading habit with the development of technology and the emergence of more digital books, it can be assumed that people may have become increasingly interested in e-reading. That is to say that there may be changes in the reading habits from printed books to digital books. There has been many research in the area of reading habits and their preferences. It is supported by Huang 2014 stated that most students are more interested in offline reading such as magazines and comics rather than online reading. However, Law et al. 2019 also revealed that adolescents who enjoy reading often use their phones and other devices to extend their reading habits, reading on print, e-books, or online, depending on which was more convenient or enjoyable for the occasion. On the other hand, adolescents who didn't enjoy reading were less likely to use their phones and devices for reading. Based on the background, the purpose of this study is to investigate the types of reading materials and reading habits from past to present and also hours spent in reading. So this research was conducted by using content analysis method, and most of previous studies are quantitative research design. Hence, this study used a meta-analysis as the research approach. The researcher used previous studies that published between 1990 and 2022. In addition, the researcher found 25 articles or previous studies that have the information about types of reading materials and spent time on reading habits. The result of this study, in the part of types of reading material, the researcher divided into two parts, namely types of printed and online reading materials between 1919 and 2022. The first is the types of printed reading materials. From 1990 until 2022, the newspaper remained a popular kind of reading materials among the researchers. Newspapers were among the types that were usually consistently cited in reading habit studies from year to year. This form of magazine reading material first appeared between 2001 and 2005 and gained popularity in subsequent years. In 2006, In 2006, more diverse types of reading material began to develop such as dictionary, yearbook, storybook, instructional material, comparative book, leaflet, menu, letters, and diary. The second one is the types of online reading materials. The researcher found the types of online reading material from 2006 to 2010. From 2006 to 2010, researchers continue to reference the website when discussing the types of reading material. In 2011 marked the emergence of new forms of reading material, with e-books becoming the predominant form of reading material between 2011 and 2022. Researchers had employed online reading materials in 2016. They continue to refer to them by their common names such as Internet materials, e-resources, and online reading materials, and specific reading habits such as e-newspaper and e-magazine, email, and e-text. In the types of reading materials, several previous research had distinguished between printed and online reading material when discussing reading material types. However, there were also those who report data in a single format on online reading material or on printed materials. Furthermore, the average duration of reading varies from year to year. In 1990 and 1995, the highest average reading time was 2 to 3 hours with a percentage of 56%. Furthermore, 1 to 2 hours with a percentage of 36%. Then in 1996 until 2000 and 53% in 2001 until 2005. From 2006 until 2010 was 3 to 4 hours with 52.38%. Then 2011 until 2015 was 1 to 3 hours, 59%. And then 2016 until 2020 was 2 until 4 hours with 47.20%, and 2021 until 2022 was 2 hours with 43%. There was no specific pattern employed in selecting the reading duration range. Lastly, from the MAC paper, it can be concluded that newspaper, magazine, textbook, fiction, novel, nonfiction, article or journal, comic book, academic book, reference book, school book, storybook, dictionary, literature, reprint, yearbook, instructional material, competitive book, leaflet, menu, letter, and diary are types of printed reading material. From 2006 until 2022, the types of online reading materials are websites, e-newspapers, e-magazines, e-books, article or journals, emails, internet material, e-text, e-resources, online reading material, news, blog, current affairs, and short story. The reading times the reading time range from less than 1 hour to 1 to 2 hours, 2 until 3 hours, 3 until 4 hours, 4 until 6 hours, over 6 hours, and then 1 until 3 hours, and lastly 2 until 4 hours. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.